This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 697. Hello, it's Mike Matthews from the last place on earth. I am broadcasting to you from somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus it's a new into an interview with LEANNE KELLY, the lovely lead singer and keyboardist for the great San Francisco band New Spell. Mike's Daily Podcast. And to you people that enjoy Chelsea Handler, I would say to you, what the hell? Mike's Daily Podcast. She's got some news that she is telling yous about today about leaving the E channel for once and for all, yay, and going somewhere where maybe she can spread her wings and become the most popular talk show host in the world. That would be one of those cool things, to actually have a female huge late night talk show host. Mike's Daily Podcast. Because now it's all middle-aged men that are white that are popular in the late night talk show arena. Mike's. And on yesterday's Daily Shoe Podcast, John Deere the engineer said that he hates everyone. So he told, we need to work on that with John Deere the engineer. You can't hate everyone. I used to have a friend that would say to me, "Oh, I'm not prejudiced. I hate everyone," which is like he might as well have just said, "I cop out, cop out, cop out, cop out, cop out, cop out, cop out." Would have been a similar thing. On yesterday's show, I made quite a rant about Danville, which I renamed Damville for a couple of reasons. And the amount of email reaction that I got to my rant yesterday, the response that I got was so incredibly silent. Not a single email about it. That speaks to me louder than all the emails in the world. So what I think your response would be to me, to what I said yesterday, was, "Mike, how dare you drive around Danville, walking around Danville, rating women? What are you, some kind of crazy, creepy perv?" That was your karma, getting that violation piece of paper on your windshield for doing that. Karma on your car. And you're right. It was an informal study, is what I said yesterday, and I wasn't meaning to be shallow. It was just as if you were driving down the highway and counting how many license plates you saw from California or Ohio or whatever. I was just counting how many incredibly striking, beautiful women there were in Danville, and there was 42 in 1 hour. But I've learned my lesson, and you shouldn't be shallow, and I will not do that again. From now on, I will not notice things. That's just going to be so easy for me. Because I should go through life with blinders on. And the response that I didn't get in my email that was louder than the silence would have been something to the effect of, "Mike, you shouldn't complain about getting one of those pieces of paper on your car. You did not shop at any of the stores in that parking lot, so you deserve that piece of paper for not shopping there and giving your money to those businesses that are fighting to hang on in this tough economy and the high landlord rates that are in Danville, California." To which I would say, yeah, but I did eat at a restaurant close by to that shopping center, so that brought some money to the area. But Mike, no, not to that particular restaurant. And how dare you say that restaurant owner that left that piece of paper on your car doesn't know English? Well, we went back and looked at your website, Mike, and we saw several instances of misspellings. And yes, we also saw sentences that were poorly constructed, incoherent, and included dangling modifiers that were horrible. See what I did there? I ended that sentence with a dangling modifier. I had to go back and look at what those were because I forgot. Okay, so grammar. I maybe it's been a couple decades since my last grammar class, and I apologize. So I should be the last person to criticize anyone about how they use English, and I apologize for that too. I just thought it was over the top, that piece of paper, and heavy-handed. And once again, I ended that sentence with a dangling modifier. Dang it. Maybe instead of Danville, it should be called Dangling Modifierville. At any rate, thank you for your responses. I mean, your non-responses, and I have learned from what you have told me or what you have not told me. Look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing? And you just ended that sentence in a dangling preposition. Aha, I did. Thank you. Everyone's a grammar critic.
And Mark, this is the Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
You don't have to be so concerned about your words you say because you don't really have anyone listening to y'all.
Oh, good. That's good to know. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
And that was a dangling exclamation.
A what?
I don't know. What kind of root beer did you bring today?
Mike, I made a delicious dangling modifier. Mike is a racist, sexist pig. I hate the beer.
I don't want to try it.
Try it.
Okay. Ugh, man. That's like drinking buttermilk soaked in Pop Rocks.
Wow. I didn't know it tasted that good.
Yeah, So, Chelsea Handler, she's such a funny lady. She might be the next big, huge late-night television personality when she gets off of E, which I guess is going to happen at the end of August, she announced today. It'll be August 26th, and she is going to split with E. Her contract expires at the end of this year. And she started in July of 2007, gradually became a signature part of the E lineup. Chelsea was never shy about criticizing E, which, it's E exclamation point, if you want to be specific. She always criticized them. She and her representatives have been intimating for a while now that she's ready to leave E for another television network. Hey, that Craig Ferguson is leaving. Maybe she'll be replacing him. Craig has been sort of insinuating that on his show and making jokes about that lately, as he is leaving at the end of the year. Or possibly she could be on Netflix. This would be the first daily Netflix show, because right now Netflix is only bringing us long-form, pre-produced, big production type shows. She said, I myself am more surprised than anyone that I was able to hold down a job for 7 years, and it was a fantastic 7 years. I will always look back at my time on E as most people look back at their time in college. I'm glad I went. Earlier this year, she said on the now defunct CNN Piers Morgan live show that if I decided not to do late night anymore, being the only woman in late night, it would be a problem because then I'm leaving that space empty. So I kind of have to find someone to replace me. So that's what I'm doing right now. Are you a big Chelsea Handler fan? Do you love her sense of humor and her show? Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. Benita, what do you think of Chelsea Handler? I think she's nice and she's beautiful and she's smart and she's pretty and she's funny and she never does any dangling modifiers because she's awesome. You just did one right there. I did. On purpose. Bye, y'all. Bye. See, I know what I'm doing, y'all. Disgruntled Fiddle Player, I think Benita should replace Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think that the world should get its act together. Yeah.
So does that mean you agree with me?
It means that I'm neutral on the subject because if she come home late every day, and well, I don't think that'd be different then.
So you'd be okay with it?
Yeah, I guess I would. I've just discovered that now while talking, y'all.
There you go. Wow, that's wonderful. Wonderful news, isn't it, Brewmaster?
What? I don't think I had to say anything else after I told you what the name of that root beer was.
Well, you were wrong.
Ah, Danville!
Well, There's also the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. It's a wonderful place where you can check out all the neat links to things to like where to find the show on, for example, the iTunes or the Facebook page, or where we are on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, Mixcloud, Yelp, Tumblr, and Twitter. There's also the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and buy something, and if you do that, you get a great discount on whatever it is they got, and then we get a little bit of money for that. There's also the blog and the daily podcast picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, as well as every single interview I have done on this show. And the people that I've interviewed, you can see pictures of them and hear those past interviews, all there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Into an interview.
Hello,
Hello, Leanne.
this is she.
This is Mike from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you today?
I'm doing just fine. I noticed that your phone is calling from Escondido. Are you in SoCal?
No,
Where is Escondido?
no, actually, this is, I'm using Google Chat to call you, and for some reason, I don't know why they're out of Escondido. I'm actually in Castro Valley, California. Castro Valley, California. Castro Valley, across the bay,
Okay.
East Bay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, like, wow, I didn't realize that you were from, because Escondido is down in, like, near San Diego, so I was, like,
Right.
a little thrown off.
It is that wonderful inland town near the, the San Diego Wild Animal Park.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
The only reason why I've been there is because my ex-wife's friend, roommate from college lived there, and, they were really close, so we go down and visit her and her husband, and then they took us to Stone Brewing Company. They make the Arrogant Bastard beer. Oh my gosh, that place was fantastic. We went there New Year's Eve.
That was awesome.
2012 into 2013. It was just beautiful grounds, and you can sit outside and have a beer. It's great.
Yeah. My sister, actually my mom's side of the family, I'm originally from LA, and so all of her family is from San Diego. My sister lived down there for years, and it's really nice. It's like it's not quite as I guess much of a rat race as LA, but it's still got that beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Although recently, I guess with all the fires, it's
yeah,
not too great, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What part of Los Angeles did you live in?
Well, I grew up in the South Bay. So, are you familiar with LA at all?
So would that be like Long Beach?
I grew up in Palos Verdes.
Ah.
So yeah.
That's where the Beach Boys were from.
Yeah, I think yeah. There's a rich history of surfing in that town. I'm not a surfer myself, but there are quite a few of them. And then I went to school at USC downtown, and then I lived in Venice Beach, and then now I'm up here, and I'm a NorCal girl now.
You went to school where?
At USC.
Oh, USC. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Marineland when it was in Palos Verdes?
I think I did, but I think I was too young to even remember. It's either that or it's like they closed like the year that I was born. For some reason, I think that was the case. Because Marineland was actually where it was an empty parking lot where I learned how to drive, but it wasn't much of anything else.
My mom's second husband made the fake coral for the tanks in Marineland. And he used to get us backstage, so to speak. So we would see all the sea life and everything, and then they had this thing where you put on a little swimsuit, but you had a snorkel and you could actually swim.
Yeah.
It was called like Baja Reef or something, and you could swim.
Nice.
And then they closed, and I think MTV used to use them as like their party, what's their summer party house that they do.
There was I think that they filmed like the Inspector Gadget. I remember that. There too. I was like, what? So yeah, it turned into one of those empty lots afterwards.
Good old Palos Verdes. But now you're a Bay Area woman.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I believe that I met you. I don't know if you remember at the Taxes show a few months ago at Bottom of the Hill.
You did?
Yes. You were chatting with my boyfriend for a little bit, a guy with red hair. It was around the time it was near St. Patty's Day.
Oh, wait. Were we talking about the... Oh, yeah. Something about... Oh, we were talking about Palo Alto.
Yes, because he lives in Palo Alto. That's right.
And the pluses and minuses of Palo Alto versus living in San Francisco.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm still trying to convince him of the pluses of of San Francisco. Actually, I live in Oakland, so Oakland would be the best.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I wish there was an easier way to get to Palo Alto from Oakland or from Castro Valley. But I don't know why I want that. I guess I don't work in Palo Alto, but
it seems like it would be an easy. I'm having a hard time of picturing exactly where you are.
Just south of Oakland.
Okay, yeah. Like near San Leandro and Hayward and all of that?
Yeah, if you take 580 curves around us and then heads inland towards Dublin and Pleasanton and all that, and towards your central California areas.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Oh, nice. A little warmer over there too, right?
Yeah. You get... Well, wait, you're in Oakland, so you get warmer too, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer, but like then I imagine as you go eastward,
it gets
it gets a little bit warmer.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. Leanne, I didn't realize I met you. How weird.
I just remember because of the Mike's Daily blog thing. And podcast. I remember I was like, I totally botched it like 3 times. I was like, well, what did you say? What did you say? And so because of that, it stuck in my head. So that's why.
Oh, yes. Wow. Well, now I didn't realize what great music you make.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
I love your keyboard playing and your singing. You have a lovely voice.
Oh, thanks.
And your band is awesome. Drummer Jacob Frauchi.
I've been calling him Jacob Frauchi.
I think I read that book about the devil and Mephistopheles. Oh, no, that was Faust, not Frausch.
Oh, okay.
Mephistopheles. And then your bassist or your bassiste, because that's a new word I just created, is Chris.
I like it.
Chris Michaelides. Michaelides.
Yes.
Awesome. And Jacob, I like his drumming. He's got all kinds of like nuances, and Chris is a great bass player. He's a swelling bass player, full of swells of bass.
Yeah.
And wonderment.
Yeah.
And together, the three of you. Well, how long have you been together?
Well, Jake and I we actually have been playing together since around 2003. So 10 or 11 years now. We met in college through friends, and we played in a band down there, and then moved up here separately. I moved up, because I wanted to experience something outside of LA, and he moved up because of a work opportunity. So we came back together and started playing together, and then we needed a bassist, so we put up an ad on Craigslist, and we found Chris that way.
It works. Craigslist works.
Yeah, it does work. It does work. We had to sort through a few, and I think he sorted through a few bands also, but we really connected, and I was actually going through our emails between each other, and it looks like we've been jamming since fall of 2010.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
actually it's coming on a while.
Yeah. Well, and then where did the name New Spell come from?
Well, we were having a hard time. I mean, coming up with a band name is really difficult.
It is.
Because, you have, like, the moment that you come up with a good band name, then you go online and you're like, oh, there's, like, 5 other bands with that same band name,
Yeah.
Or else it just starts to, it doesn't have any meaning, or it has too much meaning, or it kind of pigeonholes you or something. So we were just looking everywhere for inspiration, and at the time I was really into a band called Crypticize, which is a San Francisco band that my brother introduced me to. He knows the guitarist, who also happens to be the guitarist for Deerhoof. Anyways, so I was into Crypticize at the time, and was just listening to the album, and one of the songs is called New Spell. And I just really liked the way that the words sounded together. And that's pretty much it. We all kind of we like the idea that, music has this inherent power. It's very powerful, it's very moving, and it's something that's very special to all of us. Mm-hmm. So we like the idea of, using a sort of a magical, words to describe the sound, but at the same time, we didn't feel like it necessarily meant, that we were like a Wiccan band or anything like that. It just was, to us, it was a series of words that sounded really nice together, kind of flows together.
Awesome. Well, then you released your first EP was called One More Day.
Yes.
And then you did a self-titled LP that was crowd-funded?
Yeah, we did the Kickstarter thing for that.
Wow. And how was that experience?
It was terrifying, to be honest. It was kind of, as a musician, I mean, it's not necessarily the most comfortable thing to go out there and self-promote. Mm-hmm. And but in this day and age, you really do have to self-promote in order to get your music out there, in order to get your name out there. So it was kind of this. It was an exercise, I guess, that kind of forced us into self-promoting in order to reach this goal. So it was really intense and really a crazy time, but we eventually reached our goal, and so that was just overwhelming. It was incredible to see how many people supported us and supported our music, and it was really, really moving.
And then you have a new EP coming out on June the 7th. You got an EP called Songs We Wrote for Thee, and the release party is at Amnesia in San Francisco on Saturday, June 7th.
Yes.
And
correct.
Where did that title come from, Songs I Wrote for Thee?
Well, one of the rewards that we had for the the Kickstarter campaign, it would promise that we would write and record a song for the person who selected it. Oh. And we, when we wrote that reward, we were thinking, that we would do, kind of just a basic sound recording. But we ended up liking a few of the songs so much that we decided to turn it into a bigger project, and eventually Songs We Wrote for Thee ended up being a collection of songs that were either recorded for or inspired by or written for people that we knew or people that had inspired us.
Oh, okay, so I have written songs. Hi, Leanne, I have to tell you, I have written songs. I'm nothing.
That's awesome.
Nothing
That's
is
music
good.
to my ears.
Literally. Nothing as good as your stuff, but and so being a songwriter, I have written some songs for some women that I was interested in.
Nice.
And to make them more interested in me, there was and sometimes it worked, but no one's ever written a song for me, and I would go nutsoid if someone did that, and you, in effect, have done that.
Yes.
How wonderful.
Yeah, it was, some of them were just inspired by people, but some of them were literally, written for individuals or commissioned for individuals as well. So, yeah.
No, wait, I just had a thought. A lot of songs written for men are never very good songs. They're always showing the man, like You're So Vain, you probably think the song is about you. That's a good song.
Then
there's Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey. I guess that would be a nice, kind of a flattering tune.
Yeah.
But you don't really have a lot of women singing to men.
That's true. Maybe we should do more of that. That'll be the next album. Songs I wrote for the men folk in my life. I don't know.
Bill, I'll always love you and I always will. Whatever that one was. And then, well, Leanne, this is fascinating. I want to play one of your songs, though, called Watching Waiting. And this is on the new EP, Songs We Wrote for Thee. And so this is written about someone you know.
This was actually inspired by a conversation that I had with a dear friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what was like the recording process, making it and writing it and everything?
Well, we wrote it obviously before we went into the studio, and this song actually in particular came together very naturally. Just came up with some really interesting chords and flushed them out, and this was honestly one of the smoothest songs to record. We played it through a few times. The vocals, we recorded maybe a few takes, and it was just there. It was a very, very smooth, natural process, and I think that probably comes through in the song.
Yes, I was going to say it feels very organic.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, like a delicious organic kale. No, not quite like that. Because you get sick of kale after a while. You don't get sick of this song. It's an awesome song. Watching Waiting from the new EP, Songs We Wrote for Thee. And where will they be able to find the EP?
On newspell.bandcamp.com.
Aha! You're on Bandcamp.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
We'll be everywhere soon, but Bandcamp that's where we like to send people.
Newspell.bandcamp.com. Here is Watching Waiting. It's New Spell. I'm speaking with Leanne Kelly on Mike's Daily Podcast.
A life that should be picture perfectly extraordinary. We tell ourselves things
is Watching Waiting, and the band New Spell as we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Tomorrow, the finale of my Into an Interview with LEANNE Kelly of the band New Spell.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the picture has LEANNE Kelly along with drummer Jacob Frautschi and bassist Chris Michaelides standing there in what appears to be the wonderful Golden Gate Park. And you can see that picture and see what the band looks like there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Mike, I like LEANNE. She's beautiful, just like Chelsea Handler. Okay, so you like to point out the beautiful people. Yeah, in fact, if y'all ever want to go back and count all the hot women in Danville again, like y'all was talking about, and if you want me to do it so you don't look so creepy, then I'll do that for you, Mike, because sometimes I can be shallow, too. Wonderful. Did you know that about her, Disgruntled Fiddle Player?
Yeah, I know a lot of things about her. That's why I love her.
Because you know a lot of things about her.
Yeah. You can't not love her. Wait, is that grammatically correct?
Sound like a double negative to me, but it's better than the dangling modifiers I've been throwing around.
Yeah, you've been doing that a lot. In fact, it's been quite annoying.
I think that was another one.
May have been.
Tomorrow, the finale of my Into an Interview with LEANNE Kelly of New Spell. Plus, we'll hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
John Deere, the engineer, stop hating everybody.